Hello, good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? Yes. So today we'll be looking at um, understanding forgiveness. So I just want to welcome you all to this program. I want to welcome you. My name is Ruth Hepzibah, and I want to welcome you to our Fresh Start series. And today we are starting off with understanding forgiveness for healing and growth. So, are you ready to be healed? What are you actually going through right now? What is that thing that is really bothering your heart and you feel you cannot let go? So, the first thing we need to understand today is to know that there's always a way out. There's always a way out. Okay? So, this is our Fresh Start series and is going to continue, is a coaching program. It's going to continue for the next 6 weeks, and we'll be here live every day, taking different topics and letting us know how well we can connect. And it's also going to have interventions, homeworks, and activities that you can do on your own. So you can always check out our Facebook page to see what we have, or join our WhatsApp group and also check out our website. Then you'll be able to get all that we have for this season. Sorry, I lost my voice and I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, but I know that we'll be able to do a lot today. So, welcome everyone to our Fresh Start course, where we embark on this journey of understanding forgiveness, okay, as a catalyst for healing and personal growth. So, today we are going to dive into the profound concept of forgiveness and its transformative power. Like Martin Luther King Jr. said, forgiveness is not an act, an occasional act, but it is a constant attitude. It is something that you need to continue doing. It is a constant thing that you need to continue doing by yourself. You need to be conscious of it because that is the only way you can heal yourself. So, what does forgiveness mean to you? What does forgiveness mean in your life right now? What aspect of forgiveness are you looking at? Where do you want God to heal you? Praise God. And I'm telling you right now, you will be able to, if you follow us in this series, wherever you are right now, by the time we are done in the next 6 weeks, you will be a different person. Because we'll be looking at forgiveness this week, we'll be looking at the reason why you should let go, we'll be looking at grief or whatever you're grieving, understanding grief, and why we should move on with or move forward with whatever situation that we are in. And also, we'll be looking at businesses, we'll be looking at how to navigate some technology to get the best of what we need to get. Then we'll also be looking at how you can prosper in your chosen career. And um, in this stage that you are in this, whatever you're passing through, you don't need to be stuck in there. You need to move. It should propel you to the next level of your life. Okay. So we're going to begin today on what forgiveness means to each and every one of us personally. So I don't know what forgiveness means to you. I want you to take a moment. If you have a pen, if you have a paper, get it down because we'll be doing some activities. What does forgiveness mean to you personally? What do you think forgiveness should be? How do you term it? Can you give it your own name? You can give it your own definition. Okay. What does it mean? What stage of forgiveness? What stage are you right now? Are you at that stage that you have said, never will I forgive anybody? Never will I forgive this situation. Never will I move on this. I tell you, if you don't forgive, what happens? You become stuck. You stay in that place because unforgiveness brings a lot of stuff. So if you refuse to forgive, the other person is already going. Doesn't Sometimes they don't even know if you are angry, if you have not forgiven. So why give yourself the heart attack? Why give yourself the heartache? Why give yourself the deprive yourself the pleasure of happiness? Right. So um take some time out, write out everything, what you feel personally forgiveness is to you. Okay? What is it? How has forgiveness played a role in your own life experiences? Okay? Particularly now in your time of grief or your time of loss, in your time of what joy, happiness, whatever you're passing through. Okay, what has forgiveness got to do with it now? So what role is it playing right now in your life experience? So sit down, write it. This is what forgiveness have done to me, my own personal experience, my own personal life experience. Because if you're able to write this at the beginning, okay, yes, I will never forgive. Underline it. No problem. By the time we're done with this series, by the end of the week, I'm sure you should be able to have a different mindset as to why you should and why you should not, or why you shouldn't forgive. Okay, like I always say, whatever decision we take is right, is correct. Whatever decision you decide to take all the time is correct, but you need to watch it. What is it detrimental to me? Is it beneficial to me? Okay, so this is the starting. Forgiveness. We are still looking at understanding forgiveness for healing and growth, right? So if we are understanding forgiveness for healing and growth, what is forgiveness to you personally right now? Have you written that? What do you understand by it? Have you put that down? How has it played a role in your life experiences? Can you put that down? In your present situation right now, how has forgiveness or unforgiveness played a role? Okay. Now, what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is that catalyst that is for healing and for your personal growth. So, that thing that is going to catapult you to your healing and to your personal growth, that's what forgiveness is. And that's why we're starting this series with forgiveness, because we feel we should have a good heart, we should have a good mindset, we should have positive mindset if we know we want to grow. So, what is growth to you? Where do you want to see yourself at the end of this year? And that's why we've started this Fresh Start series, because this is the beginning of the year. I was talking to someone yesterday. I said, January is gone already. I don't know how many people are in line with me that last year ran very fast. Sometimes I see some activities, I'm like, did it happen last year or, or 2 years ago? It's so amazing how the year is running. We just started January and tomorrow is the last day of January. Can you imagine? Okay. So now that we have written that, what is that importance of forgiveness in your life? So we'll be looking at importance of forgiveness. So like we said, forgiveness is that catalyst, right? That will help you, that will propel you to your personal growth, that will propel you to your healing, depending on where you are right now. And now, if we want to define forgiveness like Mark Twain defined it, he said, forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet shed on the heels that has crushed it. Yes, people have stepped on your toes. Yes, that event wasn't meant to happen. Yes, the losses you have experienced in life is not fair. It's not fair. I tell you, it's not fair. I've been in your shoes. I know it's not fair. To lose a loved one is not fair. To lose a job is not fair. To lose a relationship is not fair. People are mean, right? People are mean. But are we going to be stuck in it? Are we going to allow it to ruin our lives for the rest of our years? No, we're not going to do that. And that is why Mark Twain said, forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet shed on the heel that crushed it. No matter what they've done, don't worry. Forgive. Forgive. That is what is important. Okay? So, forgiveness is essential for navigating the grieving process. So, at whatever stage of grief you are at right now, one thing that you must understand is that you must forgive. When you experience loss, whether the death of your loved one, the end of a relationship, the loss of a dream, whatever it is that you have lost and you are grieving, poverty, yes, no money. I think that is even one of the one grief, what people are grieving right now, majorly. Poverty all over the world. It can lead to a lot of stuff. Yes, we often gabble into intense emotions such as anger, sadness, guilt. Do we need to do that? Who are we to judge? Forgiveness offers us a pathway to peace amidst all the turmoils that we may be passing through right now. I tell you, I understand what you are going through. I understand why you must not forgive. I understand what they have done. I understand what the situation brought to your life. I understand what it has turned your life into. I understand. But find a place in your heart to forgive. Okay? So, the importance, it is very important for us to forgive. Because when we forgive, we free ourselves from guilt, from anger, from sadness, from grief. We free ourselves, we free our mind, and we are ready to pursue our dreams again. So today, I want us to explore the 4 hours of forgiveness: the responsibility, remorse, restoration, and renewal. These are those solid foundations on which forgiveness is based. It is the foundation on which your transformation will take effect. So, when we're talking about responsibility, what do we mean? We mean that you should be able to accept everything. I mean, everything that has happened to you. Everything, I mean. Okay? Accept it. Show yourself, show everyone compassion. Because when we are angry, when we have unforgiveness, a lot of things go under. So, for us not to allow those things go under and happen to us, what do we need to do? We need to take responsibility for our actions. We need to accept the things that has happened. We need to accept it that, oh, it has come, it has come, it has gone. Yes, we take responsibility. Yes. Whatever it is, divorce, no problem. The death of your father, your mother, your brother, your siblings, your friend, your husband, your spouse, no problem. Loss of a relationship, you've been in a relationship for 10 years, and all of a sudden the person says, no, I'm not doing again. I'm no longer interested. No problem. Take responsibility. Accept it. Because the best days are yet to come. I tell you, the best days are yet to come. So take responsibility for it. Be responsible. Accept it. So the next stage that we look at in the R is what? Remorse. And when we say remorse, we mean using guilt and remorse as a gateway to positive behavioral change, to change your ways, to change your attitude. Because sometimes when these things happen, we let hell loose, right? Everything is gonna go wrong. Some of us go into smoking, drinking, stealing, all sorts, drugs, everything, prostitution. Yes, who are we to judge? You cannot judge anybody who has where you've not been in their shoes because you don't know what they've been through. So you cannot judge. We are not here to judge. Nobody should judge anybody. But what do? When it gets to the time, because now is that time for you to say, okay, I want to forgive the situation. I want to forgive the event. I want to forgive the people that did it. I want to forgive everything that happened. Right? So if I want to forgive all these things, then I need to be remorseful for all that I have done, for all the guilt, for all the things that have gone under the water in the oceans. Yes, I just need to be remorseful. I need to now come back to me and be me. Okay? So, and when you now come back and you are now you, who you ought to be, what happens? Restoration, right? Restoration, because everything begins to work again. Everything begins to work again. You begin to be restored. Okay, you've lost that relationship, you've lost that marriage, you've lost the money, you've lost the job. But when you give room for forgiveness, what happens? You begin to think straight, you begin to think well, you begin to look better, you begin to fit in to that you originally are. So have you discovered you? Forgiveness will help you discover who you truly are. Because what restoration does is it will help you forgive everybody and it will help you forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. I remember when I was passing through grief, I was angry with everything. I flare up at the slightest things, things that don't even matter. And that wasn't me, right? And one day I told myself I needed to forgive. I went to God, I knelt down, I told him, can you just give me a heart to forgive the situation, to forgive the events, to forgive the people that have wronged me in this journey, to forgive me, myself. Because sometimes we begin to blame ourselves. Oh, if only I was there when he would have died. If only I was there. If only I've done things differently. Who told you you needed to do something different? You just need to know that events come and go and things are bound to happen. It's not necessarily because of your own fault. Have you not seen people who are worse than you and such things don't happen to them? Have you not seen people who are very good and bad things happen to them? So it's not you. It's not because of what you did. It's because it is meant to happen, right? It is meant, it has been ordained that at that point in your life, that thing should happen. But how do you manage it is going to determine the next stage of your life. So if something bad has happened or something eventful has happened, how did you manage it? If you manage it properly, it's going to propel you to success. If you manage it wrongly, it's going to propel you to doom. So the choices are in our hands. You are the one that will determine whether you want it this way or you want it the other way. Okay? So the next one is renewal. So when you have restoration, you now understand who you truly are. What happens? You are restored. You begin to have renewal of everything. You begin to have a new you, even the person you didn't even imagine you were. Does it not matter to you that sometimes the greatest people on earth, the richest people on earth, the most successful people on earth, at some point in their life, something bad happened. And how did they manage it? They used it to their advantage. Okay? Oh, some of them were in abject poverty, credit loans, bad debts everywhere. They don't know what to do. Some contemplating suicide and they just couldn't do it. And maybe the day they were supposed to, they were contemplating it or they were supposed to execute that suicide, what happened? Their breakthrough just came. That idea just came in. And that is the essence of this course, which we are doing for the next 6 weeks. Starting with this forgiveness is going to take us through businesses. We're going to teach you how to make money with your own business idea. We're going to teach you how to discover you, how to use you and your story properly, how to engage in opportunities and grab it when they come, how not to be stuck, because that is one thing unforgiveness can do. It makes you to be stuck and you cannot see what is happening. You cannot see what is in front of you. No, we're not going to do that anymore. This is 2024. We're not going to do that anymore. Enough of the grieving, enough of the unforgiveness, enough of the tears, enough of everything. Now, having said all this, how does it resonate with you? What is your own story? Can you put it in the chat? What is your own story? How does it resonate with you? Why won't you forgive? Why will you say, no, I cannot forgive this situation? What is your take in it? Where are you in the hours? Right? Where are you right now in those hours of forgiveness? Are you taking responsibility? Are you remorseful? Are you in your restoration stage or are you in your renewal stage? What do you want to do right now? You can put it down, you can write it in the chat, you can get a journal and write everything we're talking about. Help, because at the end of it all, at the end of this 6 weeks of this series which we are in, you are going to see that it's going to help you. For 6 weeks, every day, we're going to be here at 2 p.m. CST, And we are going to be doing this, taking it one by one, breaking it down, breaking everything that is holding us, that is saying no to our prosperity in this year, that is saying no to our fresh start, that is saying no to our productivity. We are going to be looking at that. So now I invite you all, reflect on these questions which I'm giving to you right now. What does forgiveness mean to you personally? How has forgiveness influenced your experience of grief, of loss, of stagnation, of poverty, right? So are there areas in your life in where you are struggling to forgive? Write it, put it in the chat. Yes, this is what the area in my life I cannot forgive. I'm struggling to forgive here. Write it in the chat. How do you envision forgiveness? How? Okay? Is it affecting your overall well-being and your growth? Put it in the chat. Write it in your journal. Write it down, because these things will make sense very soon. It will help you. So very free to share your thoughts. Feel free to write it down, to share with the group. Feel free to write everything you need to do. Feel free to explore all this forgiveness. Feel free to explore every reason why you should forgive. So what are the dangers of unforgiveness, sorry? Do you know that when you hold resentment onto someone, it is like a poison? Do you know that? Do you know that when you refuse to forgive, it's like you are expecting the other person to die? Do you know that? Do you know that when you also refuse to forgive, you are drinking from that poison of unforgiveness? Do you know that? If you know, can you give us some sparkling fingers? Okay, so thank you. So while forgiveness offers a path to healing and growth, holding on to unforgiveness, I tell you, is detrimental to your health. Some of the main causes of mental health, emotional traumas, even physical and other health issues, including cancer, has been linked to unforgiveness. Do you know that? Because the body is structured in such a way that it needs peace. So when you refuse to forgive, the body will not have the desired rest that it needs for it to move, to work. So that area of your body that is being tensed is definitely going to give you some problems. And that's why we have a lot of heart attacks, kidney problems, because unforgiveness can lead you to do all sorts of things, drinking, smoking, I tell you. So because of that, that is the reason why you need to forgive. The dangers of unforgiveness is much. So why are we going to continue to harbor in resentment? Why are we going to continue to harbor in bitterness? Why are we continue to harbor in perpetual circles of anger, of negativity that will hinder your personal growth and development? Why are you going to continue to harbor in them? And it's going to affect your relationship with people. No, not in 2024. The year is so young. We are going to drop everything that has to do with unforgiveness, we're going to drop it in trash, and we're going to pick up forgiveness, and we're going to move with it because we want to be positive in this year. We want to be productive. Because you cannot forgive, you keep jumping from jobs to job. Because you cannot forgive, you cannot get the best of your life. I beg you, I understand how you feel. I understand where you're coming from. I understand what you're going through. But if we do not talk about unforgiveness, we cannot get to the stage that we want to get at the end of these 6 weeks. And that's why today, tomorrow, and next, we will still be talking about other forms, why we should forgive, and the stages and everything that has to do with forgiveness and unforgiveness and the healing that comes with it. And I really want you to continue with it. So now that we know the dangers of unforgiveness, can you do an activity for me right now? Can you do an activity for me right now? If you, whatever you're passing through, you can definitely experience peace if you do this. And not just doing it today, you can do it every day of your life. I tell you, you will appreciate what I'm saying. If you do it every morning, do it every evening, it will give you peace. It will help you to begin to think differently. Okay? So now we're going to go into some guided meditations. Maybe for 1 minute, for 2 minutes. Let's see how much we'll be able to heal our hearts. So let's start with a guided meditation that is focused on letting go of resentment, that is focused on embracing forgiveness. Can you take a deep breath, please? Can you close your eyes for me? Can you breathe? Have a deep breath. And release it gently. 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 Okay. So can you do it again a second time? Take a deep breath. Slowly take a deep breath. Can you release it for me? Gently. Slowly. 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 Can you allow yourself to release any tension or negative emotions that you are holding on to right now? Release them. Release them. Release them. Good. Can you start thinking of the very good moments? If you've never experienced one, what you want to experience, the good moments you envisage for yourself, the good life, the travelings, the trips, the pampers, the spas, the money. Yes, begin to think of those good things of life. Think about it. Yes. Can you release all your tensions? Every tension? holding you back, begin to release them. Begin to release them. Every negativity in your life, begin to release them. Can you feel some peace now? Can you feel some peace now? Okay. Yes. So now that we have been able to release some of those negative energies, can you take your journal? At the beginning, I said you need a journal. You can write it on your phones, you can write it on your tablets, on your laptops. I always encourage people to write when they are passing through this journey. It will help you know where you started from and where you're going. So when you get to every stage and you look back, you know where you started from. Okay, so we're going to do some journaling exercise right now. Yes, good. Okay, so take a few minutes, a few moments right now to journal about past forgiveness experience that you have. At what point in your life have you ever forgiven somebody? What was the joy that came with it? What was the anger that came with it? How did you feel? Can you just write it down? Maybe a few lines? Yes, good. Keep writing. Keep writing. Yes, right. Everything, how you feel. I tell people, if you feel so bad, put it down. Write it. By the time you're done, then you are done grieving. Write it. Let's take some few minutes. 1, 2 minutes to write. Yes. Okay. So now reflect on how you felt before you forgave that person. How did you feel? Write it down. Okay. So now, how did you feel when you forgave? So how did you feel before and how did you feel after you forgive the person? So after forgiving someone, after forgiving that person, after forgiving that situation, after forgiving yourself, because sometimes we are angry with ourselves. It is we don't want to forgive. We don't want to forgive ourselves. Yes. So after you forgive yourself at that time, what happened? After you forgave your husband, your boyfriend, after you forgave your situation, your boss, your children, your father, your mother, that person that abused you. Oh gosh. After you forgave, what happened? Was the experience good? Was it bad? How did you feel? Okay. So now the last one is consider the impact of forgiveness in your life, in your well being, in your growth. What do you think will be the impact of forgiveness in your own personal well being, in your growth? Good. Excellent. Excellent. I like that. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I like that. I like that. Yes. So you felt peace. Yes. That's good. So peace is one of those things you can feel. Yes. Thank you. Okay. I felt happy. Oh, yes. I felt relieved. Okay. That's good. You can actually write anonymously if you don't want people to know it's coming from you. You can actually write anonymously. So you can write in the chat. Yes, I like those sending me personal messages. Yeah, thank you. That's good. You can send personal messages to me. That's awesome too. Yeah, that's good. And you can also send in your questions. We said that the last time that people should send in their questions, and we are going to be reviewing them today. Okay. And if there's anything you feel keeping you stuck in a position, You can also send it to us and we'll review it in the course of this 6 weeks program that we are in. Yes, we must move forward. We must have a fresh start. And that's why I deliberately word this today. You see, take it easy. Life is easy. You see behind me? Fear not. I am with you. You are not alone in this. You are not. If you know the number of persons that are going through the same, oh my God, you will understand. Okay, good. So, thank you for sharing. So now we'll be looking at some questions that I received during the last week. Yes. Okay. It said, can forgiveness be granted without an apology? Can forgiveness be granted without an apology? Yes. Simple. Yes. Forgiveness can be granted without an apology. With or without an apology, you can grant forgiveness. So, an apology can facilitate forgiveness, right? It can facilitate the process, it can help it to go faster, it can help to understand that actually you are acknowledging that you are wrong, but also forgiveness depends on the willingness of the person that is forgiving, the forgiver, to let go of resentment. Do you know that? Because it is for your own good. It is for your own good. So you let go is for your own good. It will help you to move forward. It will give you peace of mind. It will help you to move better in life. It will help you to be better, to be the best person. I say the people you see today that are so productive, and they are people that have gone through a lot of bullshit, and they decided at some point in their lives to forgive. And when they forgave, what happened? Boom. So forgive. I am a living testimony. I know what I'm saying. So when I'm saying you, the first step to anything, any grief, is what? Forgiveness. I am sure, like I know my name. Try it if you've not done it before. Just try it. Try it. Forgive yourself, forgive the situation, forgive the person, and move on. It's not worth your stress. That situation is not worth your stress. That situation is not worth anything. It's not worth your peace. It's not worth your time. I tell you. So, another question we're going to be looking at is, does forgiveness benefit the forgiver? That's all I've been saying. Yes, it benefits the forgiver, because sometimes we are grieving, sometimes we hold on to some grudges, and the person we are doing that, holding it onto, does not even know. And it's affecting your own personal life, it's affecting your situation, affecting everything that has to do with you. Oh, this is a good question. They said, is forgiveness a sign of weakness? No, it's not a sign. It means you are strong. It means you are, because it requires a strong person. It requires strength and courage for you to forgive. You, if you don't have strength, if you don't have courage, you cannot forgive anybody. I tell you. So it requires strength, it requires courage for you to forgive. So forgiveness is a sign of strength, not weakness. Okay? So now I'm just trying to, the questions are so many. I'm trying to pick some. So, how does forgiveness contribute to mental and emotional well being? How does it? Forgiveness contributes to mental and emotional well being by reducing stress, anxiety, and depression. Most of these people that are going through anxiety, depression, suicide situations, low self esteem, what do you think the issue is? Go down. The underlying thing is usually what? Unforgiveness. There was a seed of unforgiveness, maybe when they were growing up or at some point in their lives. So, if you forgive, it promotes the positive outlook on your life. It enhances what? Your self-esteem. It helps you to foster your healthier relationships with other people. It helps you in so many ways. Okay, I think this is one I like too. It said, can forgiveness be unconditional? How can forgiveness be unconditional? Yes, it is unconditional. You don't put some conditions. Oh, I'm forgiving you. If you, then you are not ready to forgive. I will only forgive. Okay, I've forgiven now. But if you do it again, I will not I will withdraw my forgiveness. Really? Really? How? If you want to forgive, forgive. If you don't want to forgive, don't forgive. And this last question in this series is of forgiveness. Is can how can we practice forgiveness every day? Yes, that's a good question. We can practice forgiveness every day of our lives by cultivating empathy, by practicing self reflection, by letting go of grudges and resentments, by participating in some interventions like the ones we just did, like which are like forgiveness rituals, like the meditations, like the journaling, like seeking support, talking to people about it, seeking a therapist, seeking a trusted friend, seeking help. This is what I do every day of my life, helping people, okay? Helping them get out of grief, helping them get out of anxiety, helping them get out of whatever they're going through, get out of depression, suicidal thoughts. And the only way you can do this is when you involve yourself in some activities like journaling. It works. Meditations. It works. Deep breath. Counting 1 to 10, 1 to 100, 1 to 50, depending on your capacity or the level of your grief, of your depression, of your anxiety. Doing those things, your coping skills, using them the way you feel it will work for you, using them properly, running away from things that will make you do the wrong thing, that will make you irresponsible, because we want to be responsible, we want to be remorseful, we want to be renewed, and we want to be restored. So we don't want to be in the company of people that will help us bring back unforgiveness. So when you know who they are and their company, you are forgiven. If you know people that are going to help you, oh, why did you forgive? Why did you have to do that? Run far away from them because they don't like you. Okay? So Now, we're going to also be looking at it. Does forgiveness relate? How does forgiveness relate to the process of grieving? In our nonprofit, we believe that the first stage to healing, because we know that healing starts with you. Healing starts with you. So because healing starts with you in Echoes of Life, we believe that the first thing you need to do is what? Forgive. And what is the first R in forgiveness? Acceptance, which is taking responsibility. Accept that situation immediately. Accept it. Every other thing, denial, anger, they'll follow suit. Accept immediately so that you can forgive. Because when you start with the anger, with the denials and everything, what happens? You begin to grieve. You begin to be angry. You begin to see reasons why you must not forgive. But when you accept, you see the reason why you should forgive. You see the reason why it happened. You start seeing the better side, the good side of what happened. You stop seeing the bad side of it. Yes, you stop seeing the bad side of it. So forgiveness helps. So when you acknowledge it, when you forgive, it will help you in your difficult moments. It's going to help your emotions, going to help you so well. Okay, it's going to help you in your grieving process. And through this season that we're trying to help you pass through your grief healthy and get out of it and move and heal from it, one of those things, the first thing you need to consider is what? Forgiveness. On Thursday and Friday, on Friday and Saturday, I think we will be looking at grief, okay? Understanding grief, understanding the process, understanding what we should do, why we stuck, why did it happen, why? Why? You know, why me? All the whys. We're gonna be looking at them. And we'll also be telling ourselves the truth. Are we going to be here or are we going to be there? You draw it out. Where am I in this process? So right now, I want you to bring out your paper, draw it out. Now, where are you in your forgiveness process? Write it out. Beginning, middle, end. Where are you? Draw it. I'm here. Draw a straight line. This is where I am. So we'll be moving. As we move, we'll know where we are. Okay? So now, can forgiveness help individuals to find meaning in their grief journey? Yes. Yes. Because I say it every day and you keep hearing it from me. One of those things that healed me was what? The ability to forgive. And what did forgiveness do for me? It helped me to accept the situation when my husband passed. When he passed, I was in denial. I was angry. I was ready to go. I was ready to die and go bring him back. If he's not coming back, then let us all go and leave these children. If you could leave, then let me go with you. Let's go. You didn't care about us, you know. But at some point, I realized that no, we can't be doing all this. If he had his way, he would be here. People come and people go. Situations come and situations go. But the memories is what is important. Okay? It's what is important. The memories. So at that point, I decided to let go, forgive the situation. In the journey, a lot of people offended me. I forgive them. In the journey, I offended myself. I didn't take good care of myself. I forgive myself. Right? So it is a journey. Grief comes and it stays. with you. But how do you want to navigate it depends on you. What do you want to get out of it depends on you. So I have one more question from someone that's on divorce and separation. Yes, let me go to that. I have a lot of questions. Maybe we'll keep looking at them as we go. Okay. Tomorrow we'll still treat some of these questions. If I have not answered some of your questions, please we'll look at it tomorrow. Okay. If you didn't hear me answer them, we'll look at it tomorrow. Please, I beg you. Okay. He said, how does unforgiveness impact individuals who have gone through divorce and separation? I know you know the answer, right? You listening to me right now, you know the answer. How? We've been talking about it. Unforgiveness can significantly impact you. It can impact individuals who are going through divorce, who are going through separation, who have gone through it. It can, and you know one thing, you're going to transfer it to your children. You're going to transfer it to your family. Bitterness, anger, resentment, everything against your former partner. But is it worth it? Is it worth it? Have you not heard of healthy divorce and separation? Have you not seen people co-parenting properly and they are still friends? Why allow the bitterness and the anger? You need to understand that people come and people go. So you forgive. People come and people go in your life. People, you see the good, bad, and ugly. That they came in today doesn't mean they are going to remain there forever. Or else you are stagnant, right? So it's definitely going to hinder your emotional healing. And that's why when you see the person's photograph, you feel like stabbing the person. You tear yourself to pieces. You look like a shadow of yourself, whereas your partner is gallivanting around, having fun, and you are not. Why? Because you allow bitterness, anger, resentment, and unforgiveness to be the anchor of your life. Stop it. Heal from it. Build your life. Move forward. Forget the past. Let it be that thing that's going to rewrite your story, that's going to rewrite your history. And that is the assignment we're going to have today. Okay? Our assignment, our take home today is that when you go back, what is that situation in your life? We've written how it impacted your life, right? We've written every other thing. Now, what you're going to write is how is it going to propel you to where you want to be, to your future? Where is that place? What's your goal? Where are you looking at? Where are you looking at? Where do I want to be? This divorce, this death, this separation, this loss of job, this poverty, no job, no business. Immigrants, they have a lot also with them. Cultural differences, cultural shock. I don't even know where to do. I don't know what to do. Yes. Where is it going to take you to? If you start your journey today, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with what? One step. And that step is this homework I'm giving to you, which is take your time, craft it, write the story of your life. This is my story. Okay, you put full stop. This is my new story. Write it. This is where I'm going. The year is fresh. This is my new story. This is me now. The me that have discovered me. This is me today. Write it. Okay? So, in conclusion, right? We I've been talking about forgiveness, how it offers you a fresh start, how it gives you a chance to release the burdens of the past, how it gives you a chance to find peace amidst grief, how it gives you a chance to embark on a journey of renewal, how it gives you a chance to embark on a journey of spiritual growth, how it gives you a chance to embrace forgiveness as a process, to practice self compassion, to navigate your journey in this transformation, this transformative journey that you are in. I bet you, if you continue to sojourn with us in these 6 weeks, we will navigate this transformative journey together. And at the end of 6 weeks, you are definitely not going to be the same person that is sitting down here. And I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself, right? Because we all learn from each other. There are a lot of stories. Someone sent me a story yesterday. I wept, I cried, okay? And I learned from it. I understood what people are also going through. I thought mine was bad, and I saw someone else's that is bad. But now, I thank you, sis, you know yourself, for that story and for this fresh start which you have decided to take. I bet you give yourself the next couple of months and year, you will definitely not be the same person that is sitting down here. Okay? So I thank you for joining us today on this journey. I thank you for listening. I thank you for helping us also navigate, okay, through the implications of forgiveness, on healing, on growth, on what you can gain from it. But always remember one thing: forgiveness is not easy, and that's why it's something you have to do every day. It's something you have to be conscious about. It's something you have to be very, very conscious about. So it's not easy to say, I'm going to forgive. It's easy to say, okay, I'm going to forgive, but it's not easy to actually forgive. And I tell people, you forgive, please forget, so that you don't go back and start moving in a circle, because you know where you're going. You say, when you know where you're going, you leave the past behind and use the past to propel your way to the future. Okay, so let us take this opportunity as an opportunity for a fresh start, which begins today. Tomorrow, we will be looking at day 2 of our fresh start series, also, and we'll be looking at practicing self forgiveness. How do you practice self forgiveness for yourself? How do you let go? Because we'll be talking about letting go. Like, it's so easy, right, to talk about it, but is it as easy as we say? And we also want us to share between now and tomorrow. Share your thoughts. Go home, think about it. What do you think about letting go? Is it possible? Tomorrow we will know if it is. Okay, so don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to our channel. We have this channel where you are. Don't forget to also join our channel, because if you are grieving, there is a group you must belong to. If you are grieving, if you've lost somebody, your loved one, you've lost anything, you need to belong to Echoes of Life. Okay, you need that group. Has helped me, it has helped a lot of persons, and it's still saving lives every day. So you need to belong to Echoes of Life. Check it out on Facebook, check it out on Instagram, check it out on YouTube. You need to belong to Echoes of Life. Okay, and as time goes on, we'll definitely be sharing, letting you know some of these playlist that you can listen to on the podcast on the Echoes of Life, and it will help you. It will help you heal. As you continue to follow us, it will help you. You will be richly reformed, because I tell you, healing starts with you, and whatever situation that you are in, trash it. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye. I hope you had fun.